Hey everyone, welcome back. Now it's been quite some time since last made a video. Now of course been working on a few projects here and there, but nothing really substantial to show for the moment. Though for right now, did pick this up recently, which seemed quite neat. It's the Revell Germany BMW Isetta 70-year anniversary edition, which of course the car itself is essentially known as the Apple on wheels, or of course the BMW bubble car, which of course is very prominent based on its shape. Now this one here does come with an exclusive booklet, and being a 1/16 scale is quite more on the larger side of scales, but of course this being quite a tiny car, it's not really that large, and of course if it was to be a true 1/24 1/25 scale, it would be something like this big. So starting off first, I got stuff emptied out here, like starting off with the booklet. Gives you pretty much history of BMW and the car itself, which to my surprise, like the car originally started off as an Italian economy car from 1954. Now these cars here didn't really have much power or an engine to begin with, as the ones here are of course the 250 representing the 250cc single cylinder two-stroke engine, and there were some models later, like the 300 series, which it says 300 but was closer to a 296 cubic centimeter four-stroke single cylinder engine, which produced between the likes of 10 to 14 horsepower depending on years, which of course sounds quite absurd, for which quite a lot of power, though realistically you don't need a lot of power for a small car, which I got the body here. It's quite a small little thing. Some more history of the car, pretty much full-on diagram view of everything. It's quite neat thing, showing different configurations on the car, how it was put together. Now this one here, there with the Isetta and Airstream trailer, there was a die-cast model that Revell made back in 1996, 1997, where it came with the car and the trailer. Of course, either of which are very hard to find nowadays. Pretty much more history of the car, how it's being shipped to dealers across Europe. Then here's some later versions from the late 50s, being the three-wheeler, which is I'd say the more historical that people know about. But of course the four-wheeler version is also quite memorable. Of course, these are the kind of cars you very rarely see anywhere. Now of course this car's been featured in a couple of the Forza Horizon games, which I'm sure there's probably some out there who've played it, which I haven't myself, even though a little bit late to the game on that. More variations of the car itself. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Not many models come with its own booklet and history about the car itself, so it's quite cool. Of course, got the body itself. Not really whole much there. Then it's pretty much the front. Pretty much the only access ports from the front, with the fridge door like design. And then I got a couple of the interior pieces here, which being the interior tub, just one large slab. Of course, you got the seat here, which fell off the tree earlier. That just fits in like so. friction fit, though of course you probably want to just glue it into place. Put that over there. Got the tires here, which are would essentially be like the motorcycle tire. Not a lot of contact or surface area. Of course, you get 4 of those. And some more of the interior pieces, like the interior or the front door itself and interior liner, which has its own pockets molded in, which would essentially be the glove box to put whatever you want in there. Fairly simple little car. And you set of wheels. Just little tiny, narrow little things. Probably couple other pieces here and there. This looks like, yeah, driveline stuff like the steering column, turn signal module, pedals, stuff like that. And of course, the rest of the exterior being the fridge door, which would go on like so, swing outwards like so, and little side panel for the engine cover, which just fits into place, and what looks like, yeah, little headlight bezels, or the headlight buckets, I suppose, and then lenses just go over top. And for the dark colored parts is the chassis, which being a tubular style ladder chassis, fairly, then with floor pan molded in. And you get a few other parts like build the single cylinder engine and gearbox. It's quite simple, not really huge amount to it, of course, which this kit's saying that it's only got 93 pieces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still a considerable amount. Chrome parts here with hubcaps, bumpers, headlights, and more trim pieces, which for a 50s car is not a lot of trim to it, but it's a considerable amount. And a few pieces here, like got the windows, which, see if I can get this open here, show you a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, you get 2 pieces of clear pieces, which include the window and headlights. Then, of course, you have back windows, side windows. And, of course, pretty much have to go over, like with marker or something, accentuate the window gaskets. Shouldn't be too bad. And some more parts like here for the luggage rack, suitcase, steering wheel, and one thing is like bumper guards or something. Or it could be interior panels. Fairly simple. Oh, actually, this piece here, this looks like could be for the canvas. Yeah, this one's for the canvas roof. Actually, let's get here. Yeah, canvas roof. Just slide that off so you can run it with pretty much like an early sunroof design, which would pretty much be the same you'd find on pretty much the likes of like a Volkswagen Beetle or like a Fiat 500 from the 50s, or even going into the 60s. And you do have small decal, well, big decal sheet, but with a few options, like mostly being just license plate and which country representing. And just badges, emblems, white walls for the tires, seat upholstery. That's really it. Of course, it's like you're not really making a race. Well, you could technically make a race car out of this, as there's probably been a few race car versions of the car itself. So it's pretty much however you build it. Of course, with the red and white examples shown, it's merely just a suggestion to a point. So yeah, it's a neat little thing. Now, if anything's like, I'm gonna start, Yep, probably going to start working on this here right away. Yeah, so do a couple parts on this. Make a little mini series out of this, build it up, just show how it goes. So yeah, so that'll probably be it for this video at the moment. I should have a video, probably by the time this video goes up, I've already put some of the parts together, and if not, got it halfway painted. So a little miniature series going on for 2026 here, as haven't really done much for videos. So might as well do something a little bit unique. Not sure what color I'm gonna go for on the car, though it's pretty much pretty much any example would look great for this thing. So that being said, that's probably gonna do it for this video. So yeah, so probably have another video following up with this fairly soon. So yeah, get this all put together and see how it goes. So yeah, that'll be it for this video, and see you next time.